Hi everyone, Fabian here. It's demo time. So what we've covered before is just how to get started using Semantic Kernel and CAPs. What we're going to be doing now is diving into a demo experience. You're going to see it from the context of a developer opening up a console application and actually running the sample that we have on GitHub. Now to get started, there's a couple different things that you could do. You can go straight to the quick start demo sample, and you can get that at aka.ms/m365 caps quick start demo. To go directly and get the plugins, you can just go to aka.ms/m365 caps. Now, once you get to that location, you'll see a README file as you see here on the screen. And what we've done for you is set up the prerequisites of what you need, talk about how the application works, basically the user story, what you're going to see, how it's going to be presented to you, and what actions that you can take. And we talk through how to set up the sample either from scratch or by pulling down our own code. Now, the couple of things to point out is that you will definitely need to create an application, decide your own authentication flow. For this sample, we're using device code auth. We talk about what the redirect URI should be and the client secret, and also the permissions that are going to be needed. It's worth noting that we've provided you, I should say, 4 hand-rolled plugins, one for mail, one for calendar, one for files, and one for contact. We're also allowing you to actually create and read emails. We're also allowing, by creating, I mean sending an email. We're also allowing you to create and read calendar items and so on and so forth. So for our sample to work, you would need to go in there and provide both read and write capabilities in the permission settings in your application. Now, if you only want to have your prompt read, then obviously you know that you'll just create your prompt that way. But if you're asking it to take actions, it will definitely need to have write permissions. Also, we provided you a sample app-settings.json file. You're going to need to rename that file to app-settings.development.json. That file is not included, but everything in the app-settings.json file is reflective of that. You just need to basically fill out the keys and the other IDs and stuff like that for you. And we tell you 2 different ways that you can actually run this. If you just do .NET run .NET run space demo, it'll run the application, as it should. If you do a -- debug, we also have a debug option that will actually show you all of the calls that are being made. You have a chance to scroll up and see the interactions with the OpenAPI specification, what plugins are loaded, and it'll show you the raw information. So it's a lot more verbose. So be careful with that. But if you want to get into the weeds, that's the place to go. And we also have a simple troubleshooting guide that you can also look at as well. But that's enough of the talking. Let's actually go ahead and actually do a demo real quickly. So what I'm going to do is open up Visual Studio Code here. And it should be big enough for everybody to see, but let's just make it one more bigger. There we go. Oh, no, one more bigger. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to do the sample my .NET run demo, as we talked about before. And you can see right off the bat that you have 3 different options. You can either use Azure OpenAI, you can use OpenAI, or if you're running like me on a laptop that has local LLMs, you can also use Ollama. But for now, we're going to use OpenAI because that's just going to be a ton quicker. Now, the first thing we're going to do is go down here and we're going to load Copilot Agent Plugins. And these are basically reflective of the plugins that are inside your Copilot Agent Plugins directory. Inside here, for each of these, you're going to have 2 files. One's basically going to be that, smaller, discrete OpenAPI specification. And that's just telling me because I don't have YAML installed. And the other one is going to be the plugin file itself. And you can create this on your own using Kyoto. So for now, let's go ahead and shrink that back up. And I'm going to come down here and choose MessagesPlugin and also the Contacts plugin. Press enter. We can see here that we get feedback that the plugin is successfully loaded, and we're going to come down here and execute a goal. That goal, just so I don't mess stuff up, we're going to do a couple different samples. We're going to say, I wish I could actually talk about that as well too. So if I come over here to here, we can see that we're logged in as Adel Vance, right? Adel Vance profile. If I come over to here and do aka.ms/ge for Graph Explorer and come here on the contacts, and do my contacts and do a run query, we'll actually see that Adele has inside here a contact called Kaiser Sose. Note the phone numbers begin with 210 and an email address here with a Gmail account. You'll also notice while we're at it that the last email she got from Kaiser Sose was today at 7:12 a.m. asking about a Wednesday the 12th morning report. And she also has inside here a meeting for a 12 afternoon huddle. So we just let you know that that information is there because we're going to be using that a little bit later. So the first thing we're going to do now is actually right click and do a paste and say, what can you tell me about my contact Kaiser? Now we do know that the contact plugin is loaded. So what we're going to get right off the bat again, because it's device code auth, is we're going to get this code that we're going to need to come back over to here, under here, and do device code auth, Control V, next, log in as Adele Vance. So everything is done in the context of Adele Vance now, this application that's running. All right, Copilot Agents Fab's GitHub sample. And now we say is you're signed in doing that. So what we expect to come back, boom, even before we came back, is all the information. Notice the email address, noting that phone number that we say right there. So let's actually take this a step further now and actually come down here and execute a goal. And that goal is going to be now, we're going to say, what are my last few emails from Kaiser Sose? All right. So notice we've not told it what plugins to load. We're just talking to it as we would. And here, what we expect to see now is, well, it's non-deterministic. It should either give me a list of emails coming back, may give me 1, 2, or 3. I don't know. It sometimes will do a lot of different things. So what I do expect to see though is like a bunch of emails coming. There it is right here. So what we see here is we have emails coming back. It's talking about attendance confirmation for meetings and discussion, which is the afternoon huddle. That's the accepted email. It's talking about the morning report right here as well too, and a sprint huddle meeting that happened on Monday. So and if you recall, when we came over to here under Adele Vance, we could see that we have the Monday huddle. And if you understand how this works, is that you get an email and then you have to click accept. So it both shows up as an email and a calendar item. Now let's take this a step further. Let's actually come here and actually say we want to, we'll just put it in here and we can actually see it. We're going to execute another goal. Now we're going to say we want to take the last few emails from Kaiser Sose, and so we're the same prompt as the other one, but now we want for the system to give us a summary of these emails, and then send an email to my chief of staff, which is an email address that I have on our Google account, and as a response, and tell them to action it. So it's going to create a summary, and it's going to send it to that account. And I can see already that it's already here. So if I come over to here now and go to Gmail, logging in not as Kaiser here, but as the chief of staff, which is this person here, I can see that it says a follow-up meeting. As you can see here, it is 9:20. If you look at my computer, it's 9:20. So it's this email, and it's basically giving me a summary of that email, talking about the email about the weather today and about an impact on productivity and about snow. And basically that kind of aligns to what you will see inside here, where Kaiser basically was talking to Adele about today's a snow day. It's actually snowing here in the DC metro area. So it basically give a summary of that. And it also, if we went under our deleted items, which is where calendar items go after you say accept, you can actually see that a meeting was sent here today. So basically, in short, what you're seeing here today is a couple different things. One, you've seen how contacts can be read. When I asked about the contact about Kaiser Sose, you saw as well information about all the emails, and you saw how it was able to reason over the email and take an action and send to somebody else not even inside our system. So that's a few little tips and tricks on how you can use Copilot Agent Plugins. Please give us feedback at ak.ms/M365 caps-focus with what you think about it. And we look forward to hearing from you and how your journey goes as well. So thank you so much.